everybody, this is Rydo, and today we will be starting a new game series for the game Contrast. So, we don't have a lot of settings here before we jump into the game we really need to change. Everything was set perfectly. The only thing I could potentially do is maybe try to bring it up to 4K, but then it would just get recorded back to 1080p, which there's really no reason to do that. Audio, I have down kind of at a quarter, subtitles will be on. It is an interesting thought to me to play this in French with English audio, because I think that would be kind of cool, but honestly, what I would really prefer was that the dialogue written was in English and then it was French audio with English subtitles, and I'm not sure that's exactly what that would do. Reason why that would be an interesting thing is because this is in a world, this game is in a world of a place that probably will resemble France quite a little bit. A maybe mid-war France, if, as you can see, those two spotlights in the back might be in the middle of World War I or World War II. Going to be playing on the controller. This is a puzzle game, so it shouldn't be too much trouble with the controller. There's some collectibles and there's a few chapters. I started the game and then the audio is messed up, so I'm going to be restarting. We will be playing as Dawn, who is the imaginary friend of this little girl named Didi, and that's as much story as I really know. We're gonna just hop into it now. So let us begin. Contrast. Yes, I'm sure. Start over. So this is Dawn, and she definitely has a wild style. This game is modeled after the film noir genre, which is 70s, 80s black and white melodrama movies. I guess the best movie you could reference, if I can remember the name of it, what would, like the Maltese Falcon. There we picked up something, a collectible, and if we want to see it, you have to hit back, which is, I think, a mistake in gameplay programming, really. It should show it to us and make us exit if we want to, so we have to see it. Here you have Cafe Perot, very French. She kind of looks like she's a can-can dancer, but she's not wearing the can-can clothing. I don't think there's a way to zoom in. I can walk over Didi's bed, which I suppose doesn't matter since I'm imaginary. Mirror doesn't work. Put that on the list of games where the mirror does not work. See, let's interact with this. I don't hear a record playing. I turned the audio down pretty low for myself, so it usually will be balanced correctly for you, the viewer. No zooming in left or right. It's a pretty good intro song. I can just barely hear it right now. So, we're just kind of in a... I do want to see though, is there a way to zoom in? No. That's a shame. I would definitely prefer to be able to look at what's all on this room. Oh well, let's continue the story, or begin the story here.
It's time for bed, Didi. Go hop in bed. I'll be right in to tuck you in.
Night, Daddy. What are you doing here? My mommy's coming. You better hide, or she's gonna catch you.
Okay, sweetie. Night, night. What are you looking at?
I don't think she can see you.
Now promise me you'll be a good girl while I'm out singing.
I promise.
No sneaking out this time. I'll get in trouble.
I promise.
That's my good girl.
Mommy, is Daddy ever coming back?
I don't know, honey. Maybe someday when he's ready. But don't you worry. Mommy always comes back. I'll be home before you even wake up. Get some nice sleep.
Okay, she's gone. She's gonna sing at the Ghost Note tonight. It's the most beautiful cabaret. Come on, we'll miss her show.
Join Didi on the rooftops. How about, no we shouldn't. So, this game plays with light and shadow. Notice that the adult mother was just a shadow from my perspective, and how this area got darker when we came back to the perspective of Didi. Or what is it? Dawn and Didi. They should have too many D names. So we can just jump up and move forward. So she immediately just ignores her mother and runs out. And she's missing her dad for a reason.
Oh no, somebody moved the ash cart. Look. I know. You could go down there and move the ash cart, and I could jump down. I'll play here, so you can go over there and be a shadow person.
I can be a shadow person. Right trigger to next to a lit surface to shift.
Come on, go
Well,
over there and do your shadow check.
the perspective has changed, and I think it's probably gonna have to force that. So, right trigger to shift, and now I'm the shadow on the wall. The clothespins here aren't tripping me up. I can walk right through them, but this pipe is stopping me, and I can still jump. So it's a toggle. Right trigger to shift
Wow,
in.
I wish I could do that. Could you teach me how to do that?
So we're not talking, and we are doing whatever she wants, whether we want to or not. That is very dangerous. Hopefully this is all just a dream. So I suppose I could shift in here, and well, that just shifted me out by default because of maybe not enough light. No, I just jumped twice and it shifted me out. She's really gonna jump down the ash cart.
Now move the ash cart to where I can jump into it.
I mean, that is pretty wild. A choice. I'm looking around everywhere because I don't think this game is super big or super long. And I know that there actually is a secret collectible. Like, this looks like I would be able to shift on this wall and cross that, but right now it's not letting me do any of that, so we'll probably come back to it. There is a image somewhere in this game that I'm trying to find.
I can't jump that far. Move it closer, please.
I should just say no, go back to bed. I'm your imaginary friend, I'm not here to get you in trouble. Alright. Well, we can't play the game if we don't do what it wants us to do, so. We're just gonna push it. Oh, she's climbing down at least.
I wonder who moved it. Do you think it was Mommy? She got really mad at me the last time I snuck out. Where did you go for so long? I haven't seen you in 3 weeks. I really wish you had been at my birthday. Daddy missed my birthday. Now we go this way. Follow me.
So we can tell she's not having the best of time in her life right now. And where was I for 3 weeks? I don't know. Maybe she just didn't imagine me, or maybe I was off doing some other adventure. I suppose that leaves the door open. Okay, so I have to see my shadow to shift in. And interestingly enough, if my shadow is over on the right, it doesn't shift me into where my shadow is. It just shifts me in directly back to where I was. I think we're gonna have to do some manipulation of the light. Shift in. Where did I shift in? Oh, I'm back here. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Apparently that area was lit well enough, so it seems like this is more of an engine system than actually specifically marked places. And seems like 2 jumps is all you get. Something about the footing.
Oh, I think you're too big.
What is going on with this girl? She's just floating. What's with this? Okay, that was weird. I certainly hope the whole game isn't buggy like this. Wow. I mean, just float. That is not a good.
Come on, we're gonna be late for the show.
That is not a good start to a game. To have the character just jump and shift up here. Okay, I get it. Man, I'm just trying to take my time here.
See you at the ghost now.
Is that Ghost Note? Is that what it said? Or was that the name of the place that we're going? Let's see. Cafe Perot, I thought was where we were going. 1 of 10 luminaries collected, and we're saving. So those are the collectibles we will be trying to collect. Act 1, an invisible friend. So, meet Didi at the ghost node. Right trigger next to a lit surface. So, dark areas are not going to be particularly where we want to go. There are 3 acts in this game. Ooh, Kate Knight premiering at the ghost node. Is that the mother? Let's see. Kate Knight. Cat Knight, not Kate. Then I have to hit back too many times. I wonder if... Oh, you can just hit back on the... I was hitting B. That was my problem. If I just hit back and then back again, I can easier. So I don't believe that we're going to be following the girl for the whole game, which is somewhat helpful. I want to get up here. So we go up here. This is moving it for us. Nope, I got stuck with the bicycle wheel. This is just this bicycle wheel. But there does seem to be something about the footing on this. So if you even jump, it's going to determine that you're not on stable ground. And if you're not on stable ground, it is going to knock you out. So we have this that seems like there's another thing right there. But I might be just misinterpreting it. The light through that window. And we got one luminary. It seems like a little strange that there'd be two next to each other. But maybe not. I don't think this world, again, is going to be very big. At capacity for the St. Matthias shelter. So it's written in English, the name of the shelter. We got a Carmi Bruni acquitted of murder for the second time. Carmine Bruni. And he has either a black eye or somebody drew a ring around it. So maybe that will come into importance later in the story too. There's the ghost note. It's a strange name for a place. You have 8 to the bear, the gold mine, Lee Point.
They haven't started the show yet. You missed the dancers. They were so beautiful. I want to be a dancer when I grow up. Or an acrobat, like you. Did you always want to be an acrobat? You're so good. You should be in the circus. Too bad nobody can see you. Come on, let's go in.
So I'm an acrobat, according to her, and I'm not responding at all, which is a little weird. And I guess the game really doesn't want me to just go down that path. So we'll just continue the story. Hopefully that doesn't bite us in the butt later. So this really isn't a place where a little girl should go. And the fact that she thinks they're beautiful.
I promise you'll like the view.
Turn on the spotlights. I mean, this is a bar, smoking, I'm sure is occurring. And remember, I can't see people unless they're in shadow, so I probably need the lights to see that there's probably people at all of these tables. Of course, the game isn't like sneakily having glasses move or anything.
Want to put on some lights? I promise you'll like the view.
I think that's the first time we've talked. Well, the second time, but...
Come on, sugar. Help a girl out here. We can't play in the dark.
So... wouldn't people be freaked out that these things are coming on and moving themselves? Let's see. We're just looking everywhere with these spotlights, trying to be as thorough as possible. Yeah, I'm not seeing
Come on,
anybody.
sugar. Help a girl out here. We can't play in the dark.
Hmm. So, no real at the band. Band? Hmm. So I'm not getting real feedback that that is the in the right
Come on,
position.
sugar. Help a girl out here. We can't play in the dark.
Sneak behind the bar. I forgot we could jump. I've been playing a lot of games lately where you can't jump. Odd, you can't get back behind that one. Okay. That's right. And then I guess we have to move the other one.
Come on, sugar. Help a girl out here. We can't play in the dark.
It's getting a little repetitive. Let's interact with this one again. Ah, there he is. So by adjusting this,
Hey, one's on the fritz. Hey, Sparky, could you do something about that one too? It's really messing with our rhythm.
so are we hearing other people talk or are we talking to ourselves? So here you get a dazzle here. And we're gonna use the character, the band members to get up to these sections. Just shift in, he swings his drumstick, and that gets me right up to where I need to be. New collectible, the Department of Child Services. Let's read this. Dear Miss Mankaya, this is your second notice that you've been found in dereliction of your parental duties in regard to your daughter, Dorothy Mankaya. As you presumably know, Dorothy was found loitering in the alley behind the Ghost Note Cabaret at 2 a.m. on the morning of June 22nd. Dorothy informed the police that you were performing at the Ghost Note and are generally not at home between the hours of 8 p.m. and 6 a.m. If you continue to demonstrate an inability to look after your daughter properly, the department will have no alternative but to place her in a foster home until such time as you obtain legitimate work or preferably return to your husband. It is of particular concern that when found, Dorothy seemed to be having a conversation with a non-existent person. A mentally disturbed child such as Dorothy needs devoted care. If you cannot provide it, I will regretfully be forced to take action. Ah, so that really puts everything right up there at front, doesn't it? That just explains the whole story pretty well. Insert luminaries. Well, I have luminaries, but I thought those were collectibles. Only I didn't know I was going to have to work with them and collect them and use them as electricity. This door is closed right now. Here's a new collectible. Insufficient funds from the national banks of $250. Check from John Fenry to Kate. So somebody has been trying to pay her, but the check bounced. And I can't go through the exit yet. We'll probably do that later. I probably just moved forward. We could have come the other direction on the jazz player. Both directions would have been acceptable. fact, the jazz direction kind of makes more sense where the drummer, you have to actually catch the tip of the drum. So insert luminaries. We are able to do that, and now that we can insert luminaries, we've powered this device somehow magically, and now we can aim the spotlight. So why is it doing a drum set right there? That's a little confusing as to why there is a spotlight or drum set casting a shadow right there. And then there is a man, I believe, although that looks like a cardboard cutout of a man. Are these cardboard cutouts of a drum set? Is there anything else we can see? No, we're pretty much locked. That's a little strange. Anyways, this is what we want.
You hold me closely, but now I know you love me mostly. Sorry, Joe, you ain't a lover, you're a house on fire. I'm burning so. You hear that siren coming, baby? I gotta go. You're in my past, Joe. I had my fill, couldn't last, Joe. There's no one happy in a house on fire. Why do I hear those sirens going, baby? I get a chill, I get a thrill, babe, and I wanna run back, but I know I gotta stay.
Vamp for me, Charlie, would ya?
Eavesdrop on cat. So, what is interesting here is that they've figured out a way to be suggestive without having to actually show anything to keep their rating down to, I think this is a teeny plus game, which is pretty good. There was this game that came out a few years ago called The Saboteur that was rated M, but it had a DLC you could buy where you were in a cabaret and there were waiters and waitresses shown with pasties on, and for the DLC it didn't remove the pasties and really knocked it directly into an adults only rating of the game, so drastically changing the rating by DLC. And eventually what happened was even the people who got that DLC and chose to see those things, I believe it got patched out so that you couldn't see any of the things, and it was so unnecessary for the game in general. It was basically just one scene and maybe a few other scenes if you went in specific areas, but it had nothing to do with the story. So I like what they're doing here. I like this noir-ish thing. I like putting them in shadows. We kind of understand what the story is so far. We can see right now it says we've only gotten one luminary of the 9 in this level, so we've got a lot more to go through and find. But this is going to be the end of this recording. I end all my recordings the same way. I ask you to like my videos. I ask you to share them with your friends. I ask you to subscribe to my channel. I ask you to comment if you want to. And I ask you to watch every second of my videos, because all those things work together to tell YouTube that I make good quality content and that it is something they should suggest to other people. So it helps me out. The other thing I ask is that you click on my name Rydo to go to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. If you could be ever so gracious as to click that and make a donation, it would be very much appreciated. Any amount, it doesn't matter. This is my only job, and I live or die on support through watching ads and donations, and I do not get much of anything for people watching ads. Uh, the other thing you can do on my main YouTube channel is click that playlist tab and see all the other games I've covered. I have covered a lot. There is a lot of videos on my channel, so there should be something there you should be able to watch and enjoy. And then finally, down below in the description, I have links to me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. You can friend me on Steam. You can friend me on battle.net. All of those services, it would be nice and helpful if you followed me on that. That'll tell you exactly when my next video is out. I release new videos every Monday through Friday. So tomorrow's recording, unless today's Friday, then Monday's recording will be at about the same time as this one. Uh, and that is it. So I always want to, as sincerely as possible, say thank you for watching and have a good evening. So thank you for watching and have a good evening.